What what is this? What the heck is this? I'm I'm so sorry that this is a thing, and I'm just going to leave it running muted in the background while I explain a very simple concept that I would have thought would have been made abundantly clear already from just anybody doing basic research. But oh God, okay. Sorry, I try not to get upset with these. I want to keep it smooth, chill, and relaxed. But this is an emergency video. Like, I've already made a bunch of videos that's already set to come out, but I'm pushing this video up front because it's so important that we talk about it. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just gonna run it in the background just to make a point. All right, so you have videos on YouTube like this one that exist on this idea of making money off of YouTube when ultimately you probably don't deserve to be making money, because they're implying that you're supposed to be able to somehow make an audience and make a branding or like some sort of a connection with people and take their money. Like, what the hell is this? I don't know. On my channel, I always try and promote this idea that everything you're doing, or everything that I do anyway on my channel, that when I try and go and think, oh, what's a good video idea, is done with the intention of, hey, I want to build a community. I want people to like the videos. I want people to be entertained by the content, and for everything to be like really nice and enjoyable. But the truth of the matter is that, think like, God, you don't need to make money to be successful, okay? If you're going into YouTube because you want to make money, just don't do it, okay? Because you see videos like this that's advertising, oh, how much money can you make? Oh, how can we trick people? And I can't play the audio because I don't want to get copyright strike. But seriously, that's why I'm showing this video kind of in its entirety, but not allowing it to actually be about anything. I want to make it very, very clear that, like, go look up this video. Go ahead and watch it and tell me what you think in the comments, because oh gee, oh God, you don't. They talk about viewers in a business mindset, and I get that there's a lot of videos about business and making YouTube like a business, and going into YouTube with the plan of like, hey, I want to take people's money, let's do it. And it's like, what is this channel doing? They have 1 million subscribers, and they're telling their audience, hey, you want to know how to take people's money after you've built up a great community? It's like, this is why I love YouTube much more than I do Twitch, because with YouTube you can subscribe for free, and there's no obligation for the viewer to have to give you money. Simply a person watching your video already gives you money, even if it's small. YouTube shouldn't be considered a full-time job when you get into it. And this person right here, I don't know who she is. I watched the whole video before I did this, but she talks about this idea of using a business to promote people, like business strategies to bring people to YouTube. And oh Lord, okay, people are not machines. Oh God. And they make this claim that like you can't make any money off of views alone. So they want you to go to this channel, right? They want you to get tricked in like these business channels where they're like, oh, how to make money, how to get rich quick. That's not the truth of the matter. You're not going to get rich off of making YouTube videos in the beginning. You're just not. You know what I mean? It's so mind-boggling to me that people would watch these type of channels and think that it's like a pyramid scheme. That's what it is. It's like a pyramid scheme. Right? You have all these people at the top who are like, hey, I'm super smart. I know business. I can do whatever I want. But the absolute truth is, the reality of it all is that they have stuff like this, where you have like these clicky kind of like, old internet age stuff of like, hey, here's a creepy link you can click on where we can like get on an email list and stuff and like somehow be notified more. I don't know. And you can see the way the video's laid out. It's like, oh, here's money. What the heck are they doing? I don't know. I'm just so baffled. Maybe it's because it's completely antithetical to the entire concept of why I make YouTube videos and my entire perspective on what a YouTube video is supposed to be for. Like, for me, like, shoot. I've been doing this for so long. If I was doing this for money, I would have quit a long time ago, right? Because anyone reasonable enough to be starting out, like, imagine you're watching this, right? And you're brand new, and you're like, hey, I don't have any subscribers. I don't have any videos, but I want to be able to make a ton of money quickly. This isn't it. YouTube is, like, for the long haul. It's for building up a community and building up trust. And by building up trust with your audience, you're actually able to make money because people watch your videos. That's where the money's supposed to be coming from. Yes, there's a like button. Yeah, you can donate. There's other means. But oh Lord, you can't be going into YouTube with the idea that, hey, we're going to make money. We're going to not think of our viewers as viewers and subscribers. We're going to think of people as like, capital and, like your subjects. It's just so blatantly upsetting to me that this is a thing that people go into this thinking about. And here's the thing, right? So people will watch all these videos like, hey, how to get business, and the people who essentially got there first, right? The first people to get there, they're making all the money, right? That's the absolute truth of it. And it's absolutely ridiculous that this is kind of an issue that we have to be dealing with on YouTube, especially when you have things like, a bunch of smaller channels that are working really hard to do a really good job at doing just very basic, simple things that are really entertaining, right? And ultimately, they're getting snuffed out by bigger channels that are trying to get these smaller channels to try and divert their content into becoming more of a business-based content, rather than thinking of it more as an entertainment aspect, rather than thinking of it as something where you're being creative and you're kind of enjoying yourself, but because the creativity kind of will get diluted with this idea of, okay, we're doing creative things and we're making things that are unique in some way or another, but ultimately they're just turning into this unfortunate error where you make a video, you see it isn't successful, and then you're more likely to give up, you're more likely to quit because you're not making money on the particular platform. And ultimately, when you do that, when you limit yourself in that way of like, you narrow your mindset, right, of you want to make videos to make money, it's just terrible. And I don't know, I saw this video and I don't know, it really upset me because it's promoting this idea of not only trying to just suck money out of YouTube, which isn't a good idea, but it also promotes the idea of making a business on the side and using YouTube more as a platform to steer people towards another platform rather than build up the community you already have on the platform, right? So YouTube is really good for discovery, and its algorithm is wonderful for if someone likes something, it'll recommend something that is related to that video. So it's a really good way of like kind of internally pushing people to your videos naturally, right? So you don't have to do as much self-promotion. But what people now are doing is using YouTube channels as a means to self-promote their own businesses, because ultimately their business probably either isn't that good, or if their business is good, they don't know how to market well because they're using YouTube as a platform to market rather than marketing in a traditional sense, because their business likely isn't any good, or at the very least, if it is good, the style the quality of that business does need the support of a YouTube channel just to survive, which is ultimately disappointing when you think about how many people use YouTube every day and how like monopolized and how small it is to be quote unquote at the top of what would be considered to be a profitable or like a wealthy status. Because for most people, right, you go and you watch it and you're going to think, okay, I'm going to make a channel, people are going to watch it, and, ultimately you'll get a lot of views on your videos because more people will be recommended your same videos. But then what they're promoting here with this kind of a video is, hey, take all those viewers, go click on some sketchy link at the bottom of the description. Nobody really clicks on links at the bottom of descriptions. You can tell sometimes. And it feels almost as if you're trying to take a business that was meant for real life or meant for like a magazine or, a video VHS, whatever it is. And you're trying to put it on the internet in an environment that it's not meant for, right? If you have a magazine, you want to sell it, it should be on a newspaper. It should be on an online magazine. But putting it's just an ad, right? So essentially what you're doing is you're making a giant ad for your magazine. For example, I'm just using magazines as an example because that's what they're talking about. And they're treating the audience as though, they're not going to be smart enough to realize that your video is an advertisement. And unfortunately, people do get tricked by the fact that the video is not, is able to trick people into thinking that it's not an advertisement, which is, ultimately the most disappointing part of this whole thing. Because you have stuff like this where they clearly, they're very aware. I mean, this video is blatantly obvious about pointing out that they're thinking about their viewers as how to manipulate them to get them from being interested in a product to going to finally making the decision to purchase a product. And overall, when you finally get the person to go ahead and purchase a product, you've kind of hooked them in. So then they have this kind of sunken cost fallacy where they're trying to, constantly be making sure their money's worth it, that they get a lot out of it. And I think it's a very unhealthy way for someone who's smaller to be going about trying to grow their channel and create a community, right? Because at the end of the day, right, I would hope, the goal of making a YouTube channel is to build a community of people who are trying to all be enjoying the same kind of content, to kind of be connected in the same way, and to truly share something unique to them with a larger audience. And I think that's something to strive for, this idea of, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to make content that is appealing to as many people as you can, but to make sure those people who it is appealing to are people who would fit with your own style, right? Like, because even this channel, I wouldn't want to take this channel and go promote it to something like magazines, right? Or like, fashion, or something that has nothing to do with what I actually want to make on the channel. So I would just say, kind of as like a final note, just make sure that when you go into YouTube, you're doing it not to make money, but you're doing it as a means to create a community, and money will just show up, right? I've talked about it in multiple videos before. Obviously, I'm not endorsing any of this video I'm showing. I'm just using this as an example video because this video pissed me off so much that it's somehow tricking people into making people think they can make money. But then what happens is, like, they make these videos and then people go to these videos and then they subscribe and like they're like, oh yeah, I'll give you money and then I'll get money back. That's not how that works. So anyway, guys, just make sure you're doing this stuff for the right reasons. Don't get tricked, and hopefully you all can be just as successful with your own content and your own style. As always, guys, I'm Elwirfy, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.